Hello guys, 2Track here, and welcome to the Trains of Western Australia, a series where I focus on trains of, well, Western Australia. Some are big, some are small, and some shouldn't even exist. The series is based off of and inspired by Amtrak Guide 365's Engines of Amtrak and Via Railfan 6448's Engines of Via Rail and Engines of Go Transit. The difference here is that this series will focus on both passenger and freight, and steam locomotives are no exception. The only exception to this list of engines are the NR class and the AN class. They won't be covered as they weren't purely for use in WA like WAGR or Westrail locomotives. So with that out of the way, the first locomotive we'll be taking a gander at is the JT42C. But nobody actually pulls at this. Because of WA's long list of single, double, or in some cases triple letter locomotive designations, it is actually referred to as the S-Class. Before Horizon and before ARG came Westrail, which was a trading name for the Western Australian Government Railways. Besides Westrail being a fan favourite among Western Australian and Australian rail fans alike, it was responsible for rail operations in the state, especially on the southwest main between Collie, Bunbury and Kwinana. The line is notorious for its supplying resources such as coal, alumina and bauxite, and was operated by narrow gauge locomotives like the DB, A and P classes. Although the locomotives were reliable and not out of fashion for their time, it was in 1996 that Westrail would order 9 units of JT42C locomotives from EMD/Client Engineering WA, with 2 extra being ordered later on. The abbreviation in the name JT42C stood for Dual Cab Turbocharged Engine, 12710 and Coco bogies, which were 3-axle bogies with all axles carrying the traction motors respectively. The locomotives were ordered in a 9-month period and were similar to that of the 82 class for New South Wales, which was also a JT42C, with the S-Class being classed as an upgrade of the 82. The S-Class was fitted with a 12-cylinder EMD 710G3B ES prime mover, along with the EMD AR85BH CA7 alternator with 6 EMD D43 TR traction motors. Performance of the locomotive was topped with over 3,000 horsepower and a tractive effort of 74,440 pounds. It was over 20 metres or 68 feet in length and was precisely built for the 3-foot 6-inch gauge that Westrail used, and it was equipped with a Nathan P3 new cast. Here's a sample. The locomotive was assembled in Bassendean, Western Australia, and parts came over from Clyde's Camperfield plant in Victoria, where they were later transferred to Bathurst, New South Wales. They were later fitted with a builder's radial steer fabricated bogie, which reduces rail and wheel wear and simultaneously improves adhesion on curves. It had heavy-duty knuckle couplers and draft gear installed. After being built and fitted with the necessary equipment and functions, on the 6th of March 1998, the locomotive went into trials and reached a speed of 90 km/h or 55 mph. Once completed, all 11 S-classes were transferred to the Southwest Main, while the existing DB classes were transferred into the Great Southern and Lakes District. After Westrail was sold off, the S-classes were passed on to the Australian Western Railroad, but this later became known as ARG in 2000 as part of Western Australia's privatisation scheme. ARG was also jointly owned by Genesee Wyoming and Wesfarmers, the same company that owns Bunnings, Coles, Officeworks, Kmart, Clean Heat and CSBP. ARG also changed the prefix of the class from 21 to 33. The S-Class wore a variety of paint schemes. During its run with Westrail, it wore plain yellow with black stripes at the front with blue Westrail lettering on the side. They continued to wear the scheme up until late 2000s, with S3302 being the very last to wear the scheme. When the class was handed over to ARG, it wore an orange scheme with black stripes from the front to the sides, and 2 yellow schemes, one with a large red stripe across the side and front, and one with plain yellow with black stripes on the front and back. This changed when, yet again in 2006, they were passed on and sold to QR National's Western Australian division, now known as Horizon. Since 2017 onwards, some S-classes have been repainted into Horizon's Candy and Bland scheme. Some still wear their former liveries, with S3305 and S3310 still retaining its patched state. And although the locomotives had an interesting lease of life up until the present day, it is still known as the Spirit of the South. I want to give a big thanks to WestAusMan98 for helping me out with this video. The information would be accurate, it wouldn't be accurate, and it wouldn't be as well as planned, and it wouldn't be just, it'd be very hard to find information, and just thank you so much, my dude. It really helps me out. All the best for you, mate. I also want to give a big thanks to Amtrak Guy 365 and Via Railfan 6448 for inspiring me to make this video. It was different, it was fun, it was enjoyable, and I'll definitely do more stuff like this in the future. And I want to say thank you guys for supporting the video and helping the video and giving feedback and criticism and whatnot so I can improve on it. And yeah, it's a joy, a real joy to be working on something like this, especially when you have a passion for it. Other than that, that's about it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.